Hey guys, I am outside by my garden today, sitting outside in my garden to talk to you about being a better planner as a mom. Not planter, but a planner. If you want to see more success in your mom life, you're definitely going to want to stick around and listen to the tips that I have to share with you about how to see more success, get more done, feel more fulfilled and accomplished in your mom life. So stay tuned.
You're watching Full Joy Mom.
Hey guys, welcome back for another Full Joy Mom video. My name is Dawn Marie and I am so thankful and excited that you guys are here joining me for this video. I was not a good planner in the beginning. I never would have been able to pull off any of the stuff that I figure out now because I honestly just thought being a mom meant always chaos and just flying by the seat of your pants. When I became a better planner was when I really started to see success in my mom life. Because you see, we all know mom brain. We all experience mom fatigue. We know that being a mom takes lots of hard work. But what you might not know is that every day when you wake up, your brain has like a jar full of energy to make choices. And when you spend all the energy in that jar making simple little choices that don't really matter, when you get to the big ones, you're all out of energy in your jar. So you need to be a good planner and predetermine, decide as many things as you can in advance so you can be a mom with 4 little kids that's raising baby chickens, planting a garden, making sourdough bread, homeschooling your kids, and doing whatever it is that you personally find joy in doing, whatever it is that your kids need from you. Being able to be there for them to have fun birthday parties that aren't a stress for you because you didn't wait until last minute. All of those things, being a planner will bring you so much more joy in your mom life. So I'm just gonna run through a list of ways that you might not have thought about becoming a better planner. Like maybe you didn't ever consider picking out your clothes the night before, because then when you wake up in the morning, you're reserving more energy in that jar for important decisions because you already picked out what you were going to wear for the day. This outfit that I have on, I picked it out last night because I looked at my calendar, knew today was my film day, and that I needed to make 2 videos, so that meant 2 outfits. So last night I looked in my closet and I decided what I was going to wear today. I didn't have to expend any extra effort. You guys, it is like almost 4 o'clock in the afternoon right now. I have gotten so much done. It has been such a full, productive day today. And if I hadn't already decided what video I was going to talk about, already printed out the handout for the last video I just did. If you watched last week's pantry stock list, I recorded that today, or at the same time this video is occurring. You didn't have to waste energy on all these tiny little things that honestly could have held me back from even being here recording the video in the first place. So one tip I have is absolutely picking out your clothes the night before. Like I said, I did the pantry stock list. That's another great way to be a fantastic planner. When you decide to all of a sudden be a fun mom and make cookies with your kids one Saturday afternoon, and you turn and go to the closet and realize you're all out of brown sugar or you're all out of whatever ingredient you need because you didn't check your pantry stock list, that's a huge bummer. You have to miss out on that or spend extra time and money, effort, resources running to the store. Whereas if you are a planner and you know the things you need in your house, you can avoid situations like that. Or maybe you've never meal planned before. I have a video about meal planning that I guarantee you guys that will absolutely change your mom life. I'm telling you, like meal planning, honestly, still to me, I'm like, oh, I don't want to do it. Every single time I sit down to meal plan, it's not my favorite thing, but I know the fruit that it's going to yield. I know that it's going to make every night this week go so much better if I meal plan. I know I'm gonna save more money for my family. I know that I'm not going to be wasting food because I just went to the grocery store and bought everything I thought we would eat and then we didn't use it because we did this or this instead. Meal planning is huge. Another thing that I do that goes hand in hand with the meal planning and picking out the clothes is a calendar. I don't care whether you have 1 baby or 10 babies, you need to have a calendar and predetermine what it is that you're going to do. You will get so much more done if you days before decide that on, what day are we? Friday, I'm gonna record 2 videos. If I would have woken up this morning and decided, oh yeah, I'll just get those videos done today, it would not have happened. But because it was already on the schedule, I had already predetermined this was what my day was gonna look like, I made it happen. So that big long to-do list that you have, that's great. If it's in your head, please put it on a piece of paper. That's great that you have that big long list, but what you need to do is break it apart in your calendar and put it into each specific day. Because here's what's gonna happen. We all know there are a never-ending list of things to do in the mom life that are urgent, right? Changing diapers, doing dishes, folding laundry, cooking meals. But there are also some really, really important things like sitting down with a child and having one-on-one time, or reading books to your kids, or having that conversation with your husband, whatever those urgent things, reaching out to that mom that just had the baby and seeing how she's doing. There are important things that we're letting go because we didn't predetermine or decide ahead of time that we were going to do those on this day at this time. The Bible says to write the vision down and make it plain. That man writes down a plan, but God directs his steps. I'm telling you, God's grace, his supernatural productivity, which I have a video on that, his supernatural productivity, his grace will come and fuel you and give you the power to get done what you need to do in a day when you take that step of faith and write it down and say, God, I know I have a million urgent things to do in my house, but it's really important that I check in with my grandfather and see how it is that he's doing, because I know he's not feeling well, and that phone call's really going to mean a lot to him. Or it's really important that I have this weekly mentor meeting with my son so that my husband and I can make sure his heart is in the right spot. When you actually write that down, you're going to be far more likely to accomplish that task, that important thing that you wrote down on that day. It's another amazing way to not live by how you feel. If you are a mom that struggles with, or you're trying to overcome not living by how you feel every day, maybe you're not feeling motivated, if you will decide beforehand, Wednesday is when the bathrooms are going to get cleaned. I'm telling you what, you put a little box next to the bathrooms, and there is some amazing thing it does in your brain where you will have more motivation to clean that bathroom, so that your brain, which is a tool from God, can have the gratification of checking that box off. I'm serious. Sometimes I'll just write stuff down like brush my teeth, so I can have the amazing gratification of checking that off on my list. So take your list, your to-do list, and put it in your calendar. If by chance you have something that you don't get done, which does happen, mom life happens, that night when you're looking at the next day, you sit down and you go, oh bummer, I didn't get this done and this done. You just pick a new day and you carry it over to a different day. But at least it's not that important thing sitting on that list or clogging up your brain, making you feel stressed out because you have this important thing that you really should do, but you can't figure out when to get it done. You'll release yourself from all that guilt by simply writing it down on a specific day in your calendar. Now, if you are a mom that doesn't even have a to-do list and you're just keeping track of all of it in your brain, at some point you really can start to get overwhelmed by that. I know us women, us moms, are amazing creatures, fearfully and wonderfully made. The amount of things we can keep track of is truly very impressive. The more you can have down on your to-do list and on your schedule, the more room you're going to have in your brain. It will just bring you so much more freedom. It's like this weight is lifted because you're not having to constantly remember and keep track of all the things you have to do, and it gives you the ability to just simply focus on the one task that's in front of you and really truly enjoy it, instead of feeling like, but what about this and what about this and what about this? Well, you already decided you're going to do this on Monday, this on Tuesday, this on Wednesday, and you've got it all figured out, or you at least have it on your piece of paper so you don't feel like, I can't forget. Oh, I better not forget this. I better not forget this. Well, you're not going to, because you have it written down, so you can simply look back at the piece of paper and remember everything it is that you need to do. Planning will help you to ease stress and anxiety. If you feel like you're always stressed out and anxious about the amount of things that you have to do, write it all down on a piece of paper. Pray about it. Ask God, what are the absolutely most important things that I have to get done today? Do those things and don't worry about the rest. The Bible says, don't worry about tomorrow. Today has enough things to worry about. So focus on the day that you are in and don't worry about the rest of the week. You know, right now I get to be here in this moment with you, fully engrossed in this, because I know that I have the rest of the things I need to do for my daughter's birthday on Sunday already planned out. And I did tons of things in advance. You know, I used to be a really last minute person, or I would think, oh, it's not going to take me that long to do. See, your brain will do this thing where our brains tend to overestimate the amount of time it takes to do things that we don't like to do. And then we underestimate the amount of time it takes to do things that we do like to do. So I like to plan for birthday parties. I like to go shopping for birthday parties. I like to make birthday party decorations. So in the past, I've underestimated the amount of time that it takes me to do those things, pushed it off until last minute, and then all of a sudden now I'm stressed out because I'm rushing and I don't have enough time to get everything done. Well, if I start way in advance, then it doesn't matter what happens or what gets, thrown into my day. I don't have to be stressed out about it because I've already got her decorations. I've already got everything purchased and planned and sitting there waiting. It really is a much more fun way, in my opinion, to live life in a planned fashion. Now, in the reverse, when you overestimate the amount of time it takes to do things that you don't like to do, that causes you to get backed up on the laundry, not do the dishes, not clean those bathrooms, whatever the thing is that you don't like to do. I would encourage you to set a quick timer and see how long does it truly take you to do. My thing was the dishes. I did not like to do the dishes at all, and they would get so backed up because I thought they're gonna take me forever and I don't like to do the dishes. Well, when I realized through setting a timer that a full sink of dishes took me 10 minutes and a really, really huge full sink of dishes took me 15, but if I just did them quick in the morning, it would only take me 5, 10, 15 minutes. That's not a long time at all. So I'm far more motivated to do those things I don't like to do now that I realize I'm just overestimating the amount of time it's going to take for me to accomplish this thing. So plan ahead for your birthdays, plan ahead for Christmas, plan ahead for, if you love for your kids to match for 4th of July, start thinking about it now in June. Figure out what it is that you want them to wear. Maybe you're headed back to church and maybe you've gone a time or two and it's been pretty crazy. Well, I would encourage you to watch my video I have about how to get to church stress-free and on time. But I'll just tell you here, a lot of it has to do with planning, picking out your kids' clothes the night before, making sure you have everybody's shoes. When you show up somewhere and you see that mom that looks like she has it all pulled together, she's probably a really good planner. Being a well-organized, stress-free, put-together mom is not something that happens just because of your personality. It doesn't happen just by chance. It's not because that mom just happens to be way more laid back and way less stressed out than you are. It comes because she planned. I can go to outings with my 4 kids and be so carefree and have such a great time because I properly planned the night before. I can be, and I am, that mom that if we have a play date, I will show up on time. If we're going to the zoo, I'm going to be the first mom to be there. Number 1, because I respect your time, and time is valuable. And number 2, because I planned the night before. If we're going to the zoo, we went to the beach this last week. I was up the night before, filling everybody's water cups, figuring out what we were going to pack in the cooler and having it ready to go in the refrigerator. I picked out everybody's clothes. We just went for a day trip. So I had everybody's clothes the night before. I had the sunscreen. I went and found the sunglasses. I made sure I had the towels folded. I had everything already packed, organized. Actually, half of it was in the car and the cooler was sitting there waiting to be packed so that when I woke up in the morning, my kids are all excited. They're all hopping all over the place. Everybody's hungry. I was able to get out the door on time because I had planned the night before. That's the same way I do all of my big outings. I have everything ready to go the night before. So when I show up at the playground and my kids have lunches and my kids, I look put together, it's not by accident. It really does take work to be an organized, successful mom. Yes, God's grace is there. Yes, there's plenty of survival seasons, but that's not supposed to be all of life. You can do this. You can be a planned mom who's organized and structured, who has more fun. In my opinion, I experience way more spontaneous events and fun because I live an organized, planned out life. It actually gives me more freedom. It is more freeing. It's not restrictive to be a planner by any means. So I just encourage you to look at your life and see where you can become a better planner. And remember, you might have to slow down in order to speed up. It might take you 30 minutes to sit down and go, what are the 5 million ideas I have in my head that I want to happen this summer? What are all the different clothes that my kids need? What are the different shoe sizes that they need? It's going to take you some time to organize that, to write it down on a piece of paper, to figure out what presents your daughter wants, to divide them amongst the family, whatever it is. Organizing does take time, but in the end, it's going to give you such a better quality of life, so much more enjoyment and fulfillment in your mom life. You're going to be way less stressed out. So you got to slow down to speed up sometimes and take the time it takes to get organized and to be a planner. Well, if you have any questions at all, I would love for you to leave a comment below. Find me on social media, reach out to me through Instagram and Facebook. I would love to get to know you better. If you are new here, definitely click that subscribe button. Be sure to hit the bell for the notifications so you see every time I upload a new video. And I hope that you guys are having an amazing summer so far. Hope that everyone is well and healthy. And I love you guys so much. Have an amazing Full Joy Mom Day. I'll see you next time.